Let's say you come across vigile on this position, or maybe this position right here. These are Agenti Di Traffico. The question is, why are they on this position? And also, we will be answering some questions from this argument. So if you are driving and you come across a traffic agent on this position, it simply means you need to stop. It's equivalent to the red light. It means you need to stop at that junction. Question number 1. Quando il vigile si dispone con le braccia aperte verso la nostra direzione come in figura, non si può attraversare l'incrocio. The answer to this question here is vero, because the question says, if you're driving and you come across a traffic agent on this position, it means we can't pass that junction. It means we need to stop, which is vero. Remember guys, anytime you see a traffic agent on this position, it is equivalent to the red light on the traffic light. Question number 2. Quando il vigile si dispone con le braccia aperte verso la nostra direzione come in figura, bisogna suonare in classico, ma con moderazione, per richiamare l'attenzione dei vigili. The answer to this question is falso, because the question is letting you know that anytime you're driving and you come across a traffic agent on this position, you need to use the horn to call his attention, which is false. So remember guys, it's equivalent to the red light on the traffic light. It means you need to stop. Question number 3. Quando il vigile si dispone con le braccia aperte verso la nostra direzione come in figura, si può passare se si svolta a destra, dando però la precedenza ai pedoni che attraversano. The answer to this question here is falso, because the question says, it means if you come across a traffic agent on this position in a junction, you can turn right, as long you will be giving rights to the foot crossing the road, which is falso, because if you come across a traffic agent on this position, it's equivalent to the red light, which means you need to stop. So guys, if you are getting value from this video so far, click the like button, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also on your notification bell so that anytime I drop a video, you'll get notified. So if you are driving and you come across vigile in this position, it means the green light, which means it's equivalent to the green light. At this point, you can pass. Question number 1. La posizione del profilo dei vigili con le braccia aperte come in figura per le correnti di traffico che scorrono parallele alla sua braccia equivale alla luce rossa del semaforo. The answer to this question here is falso, because the question is letting you know that the traffic coming from east and side is equivalent to the red light on the traffic light, which is falso, because this position here is equivalent to the green light, which means the vehicles or the traffic flowing from east and side can actually pass the road. Question number 2. Quando il vigile si dispone di profilo con le braccia aperte come in figura, è consentito il passaggio delle correnti di traffico che scorrono parallele alla sua braccia. The answer to this question here is vero, because the question is letting you know that if you see a traffic agent on this position, it means the traffic flow coming from east and side are allowed to pass the road, which is vero, which simply means the vehicle coming from east and side can pass the road, because this position here is equivalent to the green light on the traffic light, which means the vehicles can pass. So if you're driving and you come across vigile in this position, is referring or rather equivalent to the yellow light, and the yellow light on the traffic light means you need to pay attention. You need to slow down. If you're already on the road, leave the road without creating any danger. But if you are not yet on that junction, slow down and wait if necessary. Question number 1. Se il vigile ha un braccio alzato come in figura, bisogna arrestarsi prima dell'incrocio. Se è possibile farlo senza creare pericolo. The answer to this question here is vero. The question says if you are driving and you come across a traffic agent on this position with his hand up, it simply means you need to stop before the junction, and you need to stop without creating danger on that junction, which is vero. Remember, this position here is equivalent to the yellow light on the traffic light, which means you need to pay attention and be ready to stop when necessary. Question number 2. Se il vigile ha un braccio alzato come in figura, bisogna in ogni caso arrestarsi. The answer to this question here is falso, because the question is letting you know that if you find the vigile on this position here, you need to in any case stop, which is falso. It's not must. If you're already inside the junction, you need to leave the junction without creating any danger. But if you are not inside the junction yet, you need to slow down and stop. Question number 3. La posizione del vigile con un braccio alzato come in figura è una indicazione riservata solo ai veicoli che devono svoltare. The answer to this question is falso, because the question says this position of this vigil here only refers to the vehicle that want to turn, which means that want to turn to the right direction, which is falso. Remember, this position here is equivalent to the yellow light, and it tells you to pay attention, slow down, and be ready to stop when necessary. But if you come across vigil in this junction here or in this position, it means the vehicle coming from this direction can pass. They can go to these two directions they want to go, but the vehicle coming from the opposite direction will wait. Question number 1. Il vigile disposto con la braccia ad angolo retto come in figura vieta il passaggio ai veicoli che arrivano dalla sua sinistra. The answer to this question here is falso, because the question is letting you know that traffic agents on this position, the vehicles coming from the left hand side cannot pass the junction. Because if you look closely, the left hand side tells the vehicles that they can pass, while the right hand side prohibits the vehicles from passing the junction. Question number 2. Il vigile disposa con le braccia ad angolo retto come in figura consente di proseguire diritto ai veicoli che arrivano dalla sua destra. The answer to this question is falso, because the question says if you find the vigile on this position, it means it allows the vehicle coming from its right hand side to go straight, which is falso, because the right hand is telling the vehicle to stop, while the left hand is telling the vehicles to pass. But the question says the vehicle coming from the right hand side can go straight. Falso. Remember guys, like I said, if you're driving and you come across a traffic agent on the road, it means at that particular time the traffic agent control the junction, because it also control the semaphore. So the semaphore is not working. Even though the traffic light is on green, red, yellow, you can't obey the traffic light. You can only obey the traffic agent, which is the vigil on the road. And if you like this video, watch this video here, which cover 30 questions from motorizzazione directly. And hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye bye.